Look who finally cracked the frequency. Welcome back, you beautiful anomaly, you walking electromagnetic storm, you spiritual earthquake that just registered on instruments halfway across the planet. Yeah, I'm talking to you, the one who thought nobody was paying attention, the one who assumed your transformation was private, personal, contained within the four walls of your silent suffering. Let me tell you something that's going to twist your perception of reality just a little bit tighter. While you were busy dying and resurrecting in your bedroom, while you were shedding skin in the darkness, while you were burning every old version of yourself down to molecular ash, something happened. Something you never planned for. Something you couldn't possibly predict. A psychic in Japan. Someone who's never heard your name. Someone who doesn't know your face. Someone who exists in a completely different time zone and reality had a vision about you. Not a dream. Not a passing thought. A full-blown cosmic download about your energy signature and what they saw, what they felt, what came through in that vision. It shook them so violently, they had to sit down and ask the universe what the actual hell just shifted on the other side of the planet. You think I'm making this up, don't you? You think this is some motivational fairy tale designed to make you feel special for 8 minutes before you go back to doubting yourself. But here's the thing. Energy doesn't lie. Frequency doesn't negotiate. And when a soul shifts as violently as yours did, it sends out seismic waves that people tuned into the right channels can feel from anywhere on Earth. This psychic, they were doing what they do, reading energies, scanning frequencies, staying open to whatever the universe wanted to show them. And then suddenly, out of nowhere, like a freight train made of lightning, your energy signature slammed into their consciousness. They described it as feeling like a solar flare, like watching a star collapse and explode at the same time, like witnessing a soul that had been compressed under unimaginable pressure suddenly detonate into a new form entirely. They didn't see your face. They saw your essence, raw, unfiltered, terrifying in its purity. And the first thing they said, the very first words out of their mouth when they came back from that vision, whoever this is, they just became untouchable. Not safe, not peaceful, untouchable. As in, reality itself can't hold them the same way anymore. Let me break down what actually happened in that vision. Because this isn't some vague, mystical nonsense. The psychic saw you surrounded by what they described as shattered mirrors, thousands of them, each one reflecting a different version of you that no longer exists. Every mirror was cracked, broken, obliterated, and in the center of all that destruction stood the current you, not crying, not apologizing, not trying to tape the pieces back together. Standing there, with your eyes open, your chest rising and falling with a kind of calm that only comes after you've walked through every version of hell and refused to stay there. They saw the old you scattered like glass on the ground. All the people-pleasing fragments, all the fear-soaked shards, all the pieces that used to bend and break for others, and the new you, the one standing in the aftermath. They said your energy looked like black fire, not dark in a negative sense, but dark in the way deep space is dark, infinite, unknowable, containing entire galaxies that haven't been discovered yet. You weren't glowing, you were absorbing, pulling everything into your gravity, becoming the center that everything else has to orbit now. Here's what made the psychic pause. Here's what made them actually feel a chill run down their spine. They saw the moment of your shift, the exact second when something inside you snapped. And they said it wasn't loud, it wasn't dramatic, it was silent. A silence so profound it felt like the universe held its breath. They described it as watching someone die without falling down, watching a soul completely let go of every attachment, every need, every desperate grasp for external validation, and in that letting go, become something else entirely. You didn't ascend, you didn't transcend, you mutated. You became a version of yourself that no longer plays by the rules you used to obey. The psychic said they could feel the exact moment you stopped caring. Not in a nihilistic way, but in a liberated way. The moment you realized that nothing, absolutely nothing outside of you could define you anymore. And that realization, that shift, it sent out a shockwave so violent it crossed oceans, skipped time zones, and landed in the consciousness of someone who'd never even heard your name. You want to know what else they saw? Because it gets darker. It gets more real. They saw the people around you, the ones who used to have access, the ones who used to pull your strings, the ones who thought they knew you. And in the vision, those people were standing still, frozen, staring at where you used to be, reaching out for a version of you that no longer exists. The psychic described it as watching ghosts try to grab smoke, watching people scream at an echo that won't answer back. They saw your absence in these people's lives like a wound that won't close, because you weren't just a person to them, you were a frequency they fed off. Your empathy, your care, your endless capacity to forgive and understand, these people were addicted to it. And when you cut the cord, when you walked away, when you stopped being available for their emotional vampirism, it left them in withdrawal. The psychic said they could feel the confusion radiating off these people, the desperation, the way they keep checking for you, keep looking for signs, keep hoping you'll come back to who you were, but you won't, will you? Because the version of you they're looking for is dead, cremated, scattered in winds they'll never touch. Now, here's where it gets interesting. Here's where the vision shifted into something the psychic had never seen before. They said your energy started doing something they couldn't explain. It started rewriting the narrative around you. Not just your narrative, but the entire story everyone else had been telling about you. They saw timelines bending. They saw perceptions cracking. They saw people who used to dismiss you suddenly unable to stop thinking about you. Not because you're doing anything to them, but because your energy shifted so completely that it created a vacuum, a void where you used to be, and nature abhors a vacuum. So now, these people, these observers, these former controllers, they're being pulled back to thoughts of you against their will. The psychic said it was like watching you become a frequency that hijacks other people's mental radio stations. You're not trying to be remembered, but you've become unforgettable. You're not seeking attention, but you've become impossible to ignore. Your energy is so different now, so fundamentally altered, that it acts like a virus in the consciousness of anyone who used to know you. Let me tell you what the psychic said was the most unsettling part of the vision. They saw you alone, completely alone, and they said your aloneness wasn't loneliness, it was sovereignty. You were standing in a space that felt like it existed outside of normal reality, outside of time, outside of the social matrix everyone else is trapped in. And in that space, you were building something. The psychic couldn't see what it was exactly, but they said it felt massive, permanent, revolutionary. They described it as watching someone construct a new world with their bare hands, using the rubble of their old life as foundation. You weren't healing, you weren't recovering, you were creating. And the energy coming off this creation, it was so intense, so focused, so absolutely certain of itself, that the psychic said they felt like they were watching someone who had cracked the code, someone who figured out how to exist beyond the need for external validation, beyond the addiction to being seen, beyond the trap of wanting to be understood by people who aren't capable of understanding. Here's the part that's going to mess with you. The psychic said, they tried to see your future, tried to look ahead and see where this energy shift leads. And you know what they saw? Nothing. Not because there's no future, but because your future is so radically different from anything that currently exists in the collective consciousness that it doesn't have a reference point yet. They said it was like trying to describe a color that hasn't been discovered, like trying to explain a concept that doesn't have language yet. Your path forward. It's not on any map. It's not following any template. It's not mimicking any success story they've seen before. You're creating something entirely new. And that terrifies the old world, the old systems, the old ways of measuring worth and power and success. The psychic said the only image that came through was you walking forward into complete darkness. But the darkness wasn't scary. It was pregnant with possibility, thick with potential. And with every step you took, light appeared beneath your feet. Not borrowed light, not reflected light, but light generated from your own movement. Now, let's talk about why this vision happened at all. Because energy doesn't travel like this, without reason. The psychic explained that when someone's frequency shifts as violently as yours did, it creates what they call a cosmic notification. It's like the universe itself takes note, marks the moment, sends out a signal to anyone tuned into the right channel. And why does the universe do this? Because souls like yours, the ones who refuse to stay broken, the ones who alchemize pain into power, the ones who choose to evolve instead of dissolve, these souls are rare. Most people, when they get hit with the level of betrayal and darkness you've experienced, they collapse, they become bitter, they shrink, they spend the rest of their lives in victim mode, blaming everyone else for their misery. But you took every wound and turned it into wisdom, every betrayal and turned it into boundaries, every moment of isolation and turned it into self-mastery. And that is what triggered the vision. The universe wanted a witness to your resurrection, and it chose someone on the other side of the planet to receive the download. The psychic also said something that's going to validate everything you've been feeling. They said your energy shift was so violent because it had to be, because the old version of you was so deeply entrenched, so thoroughly programmed, so completely convinced that love meant sacrifice and connection meant suffering. Breaking free from that level of conditioning, it required violence. It required a complete shattering, a total annihilation of everything you used to believe about yourself and the world. You couldn't gently evolve out of that prison. You had to explode out of it. And the explosion, it wasn't pretty, it wasn't peaceful, it wasn't the kind of transformation that comes with soft music and inspirational quotes. It was raw, it was bloody, it was the kind of rebirth that leaves scars. But those scars, the psychic said they saw them in your energy field, and they weren't wounds. They were marks of power, like each scar was a seal of mastery proof that you survived what was designed to destroy you. Here's what they said about the people who are still watching you, still trying to figure you out, still attempting to make sense of what happened to you. The psychic saw these people like moths circling a flame they don't understand. They're drawn to your energy because it's so different now, so magnetic, but they can't get close because getting close would mean facing their own stagnation, their own refusal to change, their own comfort in staying small. So they watch from a distance. They talk about you in hushed tones. They create stories to explain your transformation because the truth, the actual truth of what you did, it would shatter their worldview. You didn't get lucky. You didn't find some secret. You didn't have some advantage they didn't have. You simply chose differently. You chose yourself when every voice told you not to. You chose your truth when comfort was easier. You chose your power when staying powerless would have kept you safe. And that choice, that singular, unwavering choice to become who you actually are instead of who they needed you to be, that's what they can't comprehend. The psychic described your current energy as a closed loop, meaning you're no longer leaking power, no longer giving your energy away to people who don't deserve access, no longer leaving yourself open to manipulation and control. They said your aura used to be wide open, bleeding empathy into everyone around you, absorbing everyone else's pain and problems like it was your job to fix the world. But now your energy is sealed, contained, focused inward, and the only people who can access it are the ones who match your frequency, the ones who've done their own work, the ones who understand that connection isn't about need. It's about resonance. Everyone else, everyone's still operating from manipulation, from guilt, from fake love disguised as obligation. They're locked out permanently, and they can feel it. The psychic said they can feel the doors closing. And it's driving them insane because they're so used to having access to you. And now they're standing outside a fortress they can't breach. Let me tell you what the psychic said about your voice, because this part is crucial. They said in the vision, when you spoke, reality shifted. Not metaphorically, literally. They described it as watching your words create ripples in the fabric of existence. Like every time you speak your truth now, it has weight, it has power. It changes the molecular structure of the space around you. Your voice used to ask permission, used to soften itself, used to apologize for existing. But now your voice is a command, not aggressive, not loud, but absolute. You speak and people listen whether they want to or not, because your frequency is tuned to truth, and truth cuts through every lie, every pretense, every mask. The psychic said, people are going to start having physical reactions when you speak. Some will feel inspired, some will feel threatened, but nobody will feel neutral. Your words have become weapons, not of harm, but of revelation. Here's what they saw about your future connections. Because you're not meant to walk this path alone forever. The psychic said they saw people coming, new people, souls who match your frequency, who've done their own work, who aren't looking for someone to save them or fix them or complete them. These connections aren't coming from the old world. They're coming from the new paradigm you're creating. And the energy of these connections, the psychic described it as electric, intense, but clean. No games, no manipulation, no hidden agendas. Just pure resonance, souls recognizing souls, power acknowledging power. But here's the catch. These connections won't arrive until you're completely done with the old patterns, until you've fully embodied this new frequency, until you've proven to the universe that you won't go back, won't settle, won't compromise your evolution for comfort. The universe is testing you right now, seeing if you'll stay loyal to this new version of yourself or if you'll cave the moment loneliness gets heavy. The psychic also said something about your purpose that's going to shift your entire perspective. They said, you think your transformation was just for you, just personal healing, just your private journey. But they saw something different. They saw your energy shift, creating a blueprint, a template, a frequency map that other people are going to follow without even knowing it. You're not just healing yourself. You're creating a pathway for everyone who comes after you. Everyone who's stuck in the same prison you escaped from. Your energy is now a beacon, and people are going to find their way to freedom by following the trail you're burning through the darkness. You don't have to teach. You don't have to preach. You just have to exist in this new frequency. And the ones meant to wake up will feel it, will recognize it, will start asking themselves the same questions you asked that led to your explosion. Now here's the part that might scare you, might thrill you, might do both at the same time. The psychic said your energy shift was so violent that it caught the attention of forces beyond the physical realm. They saw what they described as ancient energies, old powers, primordial frequencies taking notice of you. And before you freak out, this isn't about possession or danger. This is about recognition. These forces, they only pay attention to souls who've broken through the illusion, who've shattered the programming, who've remembered their true nature. The psychic said it was like watching elders acknowledge a warrior who just passed the ultimate test. You're not being recruited, you're not being used, you're being seen by entities that exist beyond time and space. And that recognition comes with a kind of protection, a kind of guidance that operates on levels you can't consciously perceive, but your soul absolutely understands. Let me bring this full circle, because there's a reason this vision happened now. A reason it came through a psychic in Japan. A reason the universe made sure you'd hear about it. You needed confirmation, didn't you? You needed to know that what you went through wasn't just in your head, wasn't just your imagination, wasn't just some personal drama that doesn't matter. You needed to know that your transformation registered on a cosmic level, that your pain had purpose, that your evolution is part of something bigger than your individual story. Well, here's your confirmation. Your energy shift was so freaking violent that it sent shockwaves across the planet and landed in the consciousness of someone who had no logical reason to think about you. You're not crazy. You're not delusional. You're not making this up. You changed. Fundamentally. Permanently. And the universe witnessed it. Now the question is, what are you going to do with this validation? Are you going to shrink back into doubt? Or are you going to own the power you've claimed? Because let me be clear, there's no going back. The old you is gone. The old world won't fit anymore. The old connections can't hold you. You're operating on a frequency that most people will never reach. And that's not arrogance. That's just fact.